Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. I found an article from goldsilver.com talking about the 2020 and 5-year forecast for silver prices, which is extremely bullish, but better than that, it gives the context on why they are so bullish on these extremely high silver prices, talking about $150+ silver in the next 5 years. So before we jump into this incredible article, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if this video can get 200 likes. Everyone go like the video right now. Also make sure you are subscribed because I post daily videos, and make sure you turn on post notifications so you get notified as soon as I post. So anyways, what will the silver price do in 2020 and where is it headed over the next 5 years? Now, a lot of you aren't planning on selling for the next 10-20 years, so even the 5-year range is still pretty irrelevant, but this could definitely give some opportunity and some option on where you're going to take your strategy. So he's compiled silver price predictions from a number of precious metals analysts and consultancies, which I'll show below. Then I'll look at the factors that, in my experience, are most likely to influence silver both this year and over 5 years. I'll end with my own predictions based on these factors, which you may find surprising. This will be fun, so let's jump in. Let's just jump right into it. That was a great introduction. The table below shows the silver price prediction from various commodity and bank analysts, along with the CEO of a major silver producer. The first two entries are from an annual survey of industry analysts conducted by the London Bullion Market Association. Not all gave a forecast for both time periods, but I've listed what they stated publicly. Here's what they think is ahead for silver. So in 2020, LBMA, which is the London Bullion Market Association, says $18.21 silver in 2020. The high is $20.49. Silver Institute averaged $18.40. Bank of Montreal, $18.60. Degussa, high is $23. Longforecast.com, high of $22.50. Government Capital, $18. CPM Group, $18.12. Government Capital in the next 5 years said it could be $86.26 by 2024. Keith Newmar for First Majestic Silver said $130 in the next 5 years. As you can see, most analysts think that silver will average in the $18 range this year, so most people are long on silver in the long term. Those that give a high for the year see it reaching the low 20s, which is interesting that those giving 5-year forecasts all see silver rising rather dramatically from current levels. Why do these investors think the price will rise so much over the next 5 years? To answer that question, let's look at the factors that most likely influence future silver prices. While there are a number of variables that can impact the silver price, let's look at factors that are unique to silver markets itself to see what is most likely to push the price higher or lower. Industrial demand versus investor demand. This is what I talk about a lot on my channel. Roughly half of all silver goes toward a variety of industrial applications. Another third goes to jewelry. So on the surface, it would seem logical that economic health would play a major role in determining the silver price. If the economy is strong, silver demand would be strong. If it's weak, silver demand and thus the price would be weak. But demand for jewelry in the industry doesn't fluctuate all that much. Yes, it rises in strong economies and falls in weak ones, but the impact on silver price is not all that significant. There is one source of demand, however, that has a very significant influence on the price: investment demand. This is the biggest differentiator when it comes to determining whether the price of silver might be headed, or where the price of silver might be headed. This chart, going back to 1960s, demonstrates the link between the investment demand and prices. The red shaded area shows that selling from investors leads to lower or weak prices, while the green shaded area shows that rising demand from investors leads to rising prices. And you can see net withdrawals gets it going right there. You could see right here in 2011, $50 silver. You could see you could see in the millions of, and this is charts in the hundreds of millions of ounces, by the way. You could see the nominal price. In other words, an investment demand goes, so does the price of silver, right? The investment demand drops, silver drops. Investment demand rises, silver rises. So in other words, the chart shows investment demand has been falling since 2015. So does that mean that the silver price will be weak this year? No. Notice that two biggest spikes in silver price occurred as investment demand shifted from net selling to net buying. A look at investment demand from the Perth Mint in Australia last year. So investment demand for bullion rose sharply, so that means prices will more than likely rise. Demand for figures in the U.S. have been subdued, but have risen in the past 2 years. Further, the Silver Institute said this about 2020. Investment in physical silver in the form of silver bullion coins and bars is set to climb for a third consecutive year. I can also tell you that demand for silver bullion spiked at gold silver last year and has continued in early 2020, particularly when the virus scares made headlines. This increase in demand includes bullion ETFs. This chart shows the total amount of silver bullion held by exchange-traded funds, also called ETFs. So you can see silver ETF holding climbed to reach record highs in 2019, so that's extremely bullish for silver. You can see that the demand spiked in 2019, which was the largest net increase since 2010, and is starting to climb again in 2020. The number of ounces held changes daily, but at the time of our writing, there were whopping 1.313 billion ounces of silver held by ETFs. Why is investment demand rising? The silver price tends to rise with gold, which usually climbs when economic or market concerns surface. History shows that during times of economic uncertainty, market turbulence, or political conflict, investors turn to gold and silver as a hedge against the risks. Since there are now numerous financial and other risks around the world, demand for both metals is starting to rise. To provide a reasonable prediction of the silver price, both short and long term, we must take into account that a rise in investment demand, the biggest impact on the price, could be underway due to elevated financial risks around the world. There are other unique factors to silver that are likely to have an impact on the price, which is a tiny market. So, Credit Suisse said that at the end of 2019, there was $230 trillion of wealth around the world. By comparison, the value of the all-known investment-grade silver coins and bars is a mere $63 billion. In other words, the amount of global wealth is 3,650 times bigger than all investment silver available everywhere in the world. Not all that cash will come into the market, of course. My point is the silver market is so tiny it doesn't even take much an investment to outsize impact on its price. And look at this comment that the Silver Institute included in their forecast. The weight of institutional money flowing into a relatively small market should prove sufficient for silver price to outperform gold. If institutional investors begin to take positions in silver market, they will have a significant impact on its price, much more than if they enter the treasury or oil or stock markets. So if any one of all this new money, these new stackers come in, it will dramatically push silver's price higher, where it's not likely with stocks or other treasuries or anything. A silver prediction must include the fact that the market is small and can thus make the price volatile. There's one more situation specific to silver to be aware of at this point in history. The gold to silver ratio is at an extreme. Ratio analysis isn't a perfect valuation tool, but it can particularly be useful when one asset reaches an extreme compared to another. And that's exactly what we have in silver right now. Relative to the gold price, the silver price has not been this undervalued in 28 years. The gold to silver ratio hasn't been this elevated since the early 1990s. At the time of writing this, it was our 95. That's how rare our reading is. And actually, the ratio's at 125 to 1 it reached. The ratio is higher than during the depths of the 2008 financial crisis. This is an extreme reading historically. Importantly, as the charts show, it won't last. When the ratio reverses during bull market, silver dramatically outperforms gold. We don't have to imagine what that might look like. Here's the last 4 reversals in the ratio. Look how much more silver gained than gold. So the last reversal, when silver goes up 42%, gold drops 21%. Silver up 330%, gold up 169%. Silver up 350%, gold up 77%. Silver up 36%, gold up 9%. So, my future price prediction. This article doesn't touch on the other many catalysts that can impact silver prices. Frankly, there are so many of them, they're hard to catalog. And that's what I talk about a lot on my channel, which is like the dollar index, stock market volatility, surplus. There's many different things. U.S.-China trade negotiations. There's so many things. The FOMC cutting interest rates that could affect silver price. So, suffice to say, whatever impacts gold is also likely to impact silver. Here's a list of those catalysts. What I covered here are the unique circumstances that find silver in itself, above and beyond the usual catalysts, which is the upcoming bull market that could be bigger than many anticipate. Based on all these factors, here's my prediction for both silver 2020 and 5 years out. Average price for 2020, $18. Potential 2020 with no crisis, $20. Potential with crisis, $25. Potential low if big deflation, $14. Likelihood a $13.58 silver won't be reached. 90% potential 5-year high, $100 to $150. There you have it. There you have it, people. $150 in 5 years from gold, silver, and many other people speculating even higher prices than that. So, I'm curious what you think about this article. I definitely think this was a great article with too much context. Really, it gave all the examples it needed to. It gave all the points, and the context was there. And I'm definitely excited to share this with you guys and gals. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did find this video educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, make sure you smash the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe because I'm posting daily videos. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you smash the like button. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.